The sun was just rising over the Saharan grasslands, painting the sky in hues of crimson and gold. The world seemed peaceful, yet underneath that silence lay tension. The village of Kimbala, nestled between rolling hills and a river that shimmered like glass, had always lived in harmony with nature. The villagers farmed by day, told stories by night, and prayed that the spirits of the land would guard them. Among the surrounding wilderness ruled a mighty lion, Rouhani, known as the Golden Shadow. His mane gleamed like molten fire, his eyes a deep, calm amber that mirrored wisdom beyond instinct. He wasn't just a predator, he was a guardian. The villagers often saw him resting on the distant cliffs, watching over their herds but never attacking. Elders whispered that Rouhani was blessed by the ancestors, a lion with the soul of a king and heart of a protector. For years, peace held. The balance between man and beast was unbroken, but nature's harmony is fragile. Beyond the western ridge lay the Bone Valley, home to a ruthless pack of hyenas. They were led by a monstrous alpha called Shaka, scarred from countless battles, his laughter like the cry of ghosts. Shaka was cunning and hungry, not just for food, but for domination. The drought had stretched long this season. Waterholes dried, prey migrated, and desperation took root. One moonless night, the hyenas crept toward the outskirts of Kimbala. They tore through the goats and scattered the cattle. The villagers woke to chaos, animals slaughtered, children crying, fires burning. It wasn't just hunger, it was a message. The hyenas were claiming new land. When morning came, the villagers gathered by the chief's hut. Chief Jabari, an aging but respected man, spoke with trembling hands. "We cannot fight them," he said. "We have only spears and fear. The spirits must guide us." But among them, an elder woman named Mama Lila rose slowly, her eyes fierce. "The spirits have already sent our guardian," she said, pointing toward the cliffs. "Rouhani watches us still." And indeed, as the morning mist lifted, a golden silhouette appeared atop the ridge. The lion, standing tall, mane glowing under the sun. His gaze met the village, silent and steady. The villagers froze, feeling both awe and hope. It was as if the earth itself had heard their cries. That same day, as the villagers buried their dead livestock, Rouhani descended from his cliffs. The herders saw him walking through the tall grass, graceful yet commanding. He passed the fields without harm, sniffing the air thick with the scent of blood and smoke. When he reached the boundary where the fields met the wilderness, he let out a low, thunderous roar that rolled across the plains like a storm. Every creature within miles stopped to listen. That roar was not a challenge. It was a warning. From the shadows of the Bone Valley, the hyenas answered with cackles, sharp, mocking, venomous. The battle for the plains had begun. That night, the wind carried whispers. The hyenas gathered in numbers. Their laughter echoed through the grasslands, creeping closer. But Rouhani did not retreat. He circled the village, marking territory, leaving his scent like a wall of fire. The villagers watched from their huts, hearts pounding, torches flickering. Mama Lila whispered, "He guards us." And deep in the darkness, Shaka's glowing eyes blinked, full of malice. The stage was set, the protector and the destroyer, the king and the scavenger. By dawn, blood would test their fate. The night came heavy with silence, the kind that made even the stars hold their breath. The grass swayed like dark waves, and somewhere in the unseen distance, laughter rose again. Hyena laughter. Low, shrill, endless. Inside the huts of Kimbala, every torch was burning. Spears, rusty and old, were clutched by trembling hands. Mothers clung to their children. Elders prayed to ancestors long gone. Even Chief Jabari stood outside his hut, face to the wind, feeling the weight of what was coming. From the hilltop, Rouhani stood, a statue of gold in the moonlight. His mane glowed faintly under the stars, and his tail flicked with tension. His ears twitched. He could hear them. the rhythm of paws brushing against the grass, hundreds of them. The pack was on the move. Then came the signal, a haunting howl that tore through the night like lightning. Shaka had arrived. The hyena leader was massive, scarred from muzzle to tail. His fur was patchy, his eyes sickly yellow, and his grin wide with cruelty. He had ruled Bone Valley through terror, and tonight he sought a new kingdom. "The plains are ours!" Shaka barked, his voice echoing. "The lion's time is done." His pack answered with an explosion of laughter. The sound rippled like madness through the grass. Even the wind seemed to retreat. Rouhani's chest rumbled. A low, thunderous growl rolled through the ground, silencing everything for a heartbeat. Then his roar broke loose. It was not just a sound, it was power incarnate. The roar of an ancient king, of thunder, of earth and sky together. The villagers dropped to their knees. The hyenas froze, just for a moment, before their fury boiled over. Shaka lunged first. From the ridge, Rouhani leapt, hitting the ground like a storm breaking through clouds. Dust and moonlight spiraled around him as he charged forward, muscles rippling, eyes locked on the alpha. The hyenas scattered, regrouped, surrounded. 10, 20, 50, a black tide. Rouhani stood in their midst, golden against gray. He roared again, and they attacked. The first wave came fast. Snapping jaws and flashing teeth, Rouhani's claws tore through them like lightning through storm clouds. One hyena flew back, another fell limp, yet more came. Shaka lunged again, biting at Rouhani's flank, drawing blood. Shaka lunged again, biting at Rouhani's flank, drawing blood. The lion turned with fury, jaws clamping around the hyena's shoulder, throwing him aside like a rag. The villagers watched from afar, helpless, breathless. They saw flashes of gold and shadow in the field, heard the cries of beasts colliding under the moon. Sparks from the burning torches caught the wind, and soon patches of dry grass caught fire. Flames spread across the outer fields, a ring of fire around Kimberla. "Fire! Fire's coming!" a young boy screamed. The men rushed with buckets, trying to smother the flames, but the night was alive with chaos. Between the walls of fire and shadow, Rouhani fought like a god. Blood matted his mane. His roars grew hoarse. Still he stood, claws dripping, fangs flashing. Hyenas circled him, fewer now, but desperate. Shaka rose again, limping but not defeated. He called out to the survivors, "Finish him! The king bleeds!" But even bleeding, Rouhani was relentless. With every strike, another hyena fell. With every breath, he claimed the land that was his. And when Shaka lunged a final time, Rouhani met him head-on. Two kings collided, one born of pride, the other of hunger. The fight was brutal and primal. Dust and fire mixed around them, turning the night into a nightmare painted in red and gold. Rouhani's jaw closed around Shaka's neck, but the hyena twisted free, leaving a deep gash across the lion's chest. Blood steamed in the cold night air. For a moment, both beasts paused, panting, glaring, circling. Then something changed. The wind shifted. From the east came the first light of dawn, pale and fragile, like hope itself. The sun broke the horizon, spilling gold across the burning fields. The hyena squinted, disoriented. Rouhani lifted his head, mane blazing in the sunrise, his golden eyes burning like molten amber. And with that light behind him, he charged. The final roar echoed through the valley, long, deep, endless. It was the sound of kingship restored, of balance returning to the plains. When the dust settled, Shaka lay broken at Rouhani's feet. The remaining hyenas scattered, their laughter fading into the distance, replaced by silence. Rouhani stood in the middle of the burning field, chest heaving, body torn, head victorious. He raised his head one last time, and roared toward the heavens, as if thanking the ancestors for their strength. The villagers emerged slowly, in disbelief. They watched their guardian, wounded, exhausted, retreat toward the hill once more. His golden fur, darkened with blood and ash, still caught the sun. Mama Lila fell to her knees. "The lion has saved us," she whispered, tears glistening. "The spirit walks with him." Chief Jabari nodded solemnly. No man could have done what he did tonight. As the flames died and the smoke rose, the village of Kimbala stood in awe of their savior, a beast who fought not for dominance, but for peace. But peace, as always, comes at a cost. Days passed. The smell of ash and blood faded from the air, replaced by the sweet scent of rain. The drought had broken, as if the heavens themselves wept for the fallen. Streams that had been dry for months began to flow again, glistening between the hills. The people of Kimbala rebuilt their fences, redug their wells, and sang songs of survival. And in every song, one name echoed: Rouhani, the Golden Shadow. Children carved his image in clay, elders told his story by firelight, and hunters left food near his hill in tribute. The lion had become more than a savior. He was a spirit of protection. But no one had seen him since that night of blood and fire. Mama Lila was the first to notice. Each dawn, she climbed the hill with a walking stick, eyes searching the ridges. The grass was long again, the earth healing, but the cliff was empty. She called softly, "Rouhani, guardian of Kimbala." The people remember. Only the wind answered. Then one evening, as crimson clouds gathered on the horizon, a shepherd boy ran into the village, breathless. "He's there!" he shouted. "By the old tree, the lion! He's hurt!" The villagers rushed out in a silent procession. They followed the boy up the ridge, their hearts pounding with dread. The setting sun bathed the land in gold, and there, beneath the great acacia, they found him. Rouhani lay still. His body was gaunt, ribs showing through his skin. His mane, once bright as fire, was dulled by dust. A faint rise and fall of his chest showed life, but only just. One paw was torn, one eye swollen shut. His breath came in slow, shallow bursts. Mama Lila knelt beside him. Her old hands, trembling, reached out but stopped just short of touching his mane. "Oh, brave one," she whispered, voice breaking. "You gave us life, and now life slips from you." The lion opened one golden eye. His gaze met hers, calm, knowing. For a moment all of Kimbala seemed to stop. Wind, birds, even breath paused. In those eyes she saw not a beast, but an old soul, tired yet peaceful. Chief Jabari spoke softly behind her. "We cannot let him die alone." So they stayed. All night, the villagers gathered around their guardian. Some brought water, some sang ancient songs, others sat in silence. The children, wide-eyed and quiet, leaned on their parents as the flames of the campfire danced on Rouhani's face. At dawn, the lion lifted his head for the last time. He looked toward the village, the homes he had saved, the land he had protected. The morning breeze caught his mane, and for an instant it seemed to glow again like the sunrise itself. Then, with one slow breath, Rouhani's head lowered to the ground. The king was gone. A sound of mourning spread through the ridge. Not loud, not chaotic, but deep and aching. Even the wind seemed to sigh through the acacia leaves. Mama Lila placed her hand gently on his paw. The villagers buried Rouhani on that hill, where he had always watched over them. They piled stones around his resting place, each stone placed with a prayer. At the top, Mama Lila set a carved wooden lion, painted gold from the village's only pot of ochre. They called it the Hill of the Guardian. From that day on, no beast dared cross the river toward Kimbala. The hyenas vanished deeper into the Bone Valley, their laughter never heard again. The grass grew taller, greener. The herds returned. The people thrived. But stories have power, and power invites envy. In a village across the plains, whispers began. Some said Rouhani was no guardian, that he was just a beast, and that Kimbala's prosperity came from sorcery. Jealous leaders mocked Chief Jabari, saying, They worship lions instead of gods. And far away, deep in the bone-colored ravines, something darker stirred. The hyena pack, though broken, was not destroyed. Shaka's younger brother, Muro, had watched the fall from the shadows. Smaller, but crueler, he had waited, biding his time, feeding on scraps of power and rage. Now, hearing that the lion was dead, Muro rose to claim vengeance. "The guardian sleeps," he hissed. "The land is unguarded. The people will pay." That night, while Kimbala slept under the starlit peace of their new dawn, distant laughter returned, faint, chilling, echoing through the hills. Mama Lila, sleeping near her window, woke with a start. She felt a coldness pass through the air, as though the land itself had shivered. Her eyes turned toward Rouhani's hill, silhouetted in the moonlight. And there, for just a heartbeat, she thought she saw something impossible. A golden glow around the acacia, the faint shape of a lion's mane swaying in the wind, and a whisper, soft but clear, "Fear not, the king still watches." Mama Lila smiled through her tears. "Then so it shall be," she whispered. "Even in death the guardian stands." But she knew something was coming again. The balance that Rouhani had died to protect was about to be tested once more.